All right, welcome everyone. This is a walk around of my DEC Diamond C 26-foot 24K deck over conventional equipment trailer. I forgot to mention one quick thing. Another advantage of having a conventional hitch is the overall weight is much less for the same payload and the same deck length. So that maximizes your payload. That's the one other thing I forgot to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoy it and take care. All right, I have procured a new trailer. It is not my dream trailer, but it's most of my dream trailer. And that's okay because it is the perfect trailer for right now. Why do I say it's not my dream trailer? Let's talk about things that aren't quite exactly what I wanted it to be, but I needed it now and it covers almost all the bases. This is not the newest model DEC. The newest model DEC has a slightly different lid, and it also has the fabricated beams as opposed to the I-beam construction. So maybe it'd be a little bit lighter, I don't know. Would it be more expensive? I don't know. Well, I do know because I got a discount on this one because it was a leftover trailer. It is a really cool Smurf blue color, and it even has these awesome pinstripes on it that give it a little bit of an American flag motif. I love it. It is a very America trailer, and I'm very proud of that. So, what else is it not perfect for? It doesn't have max ramps. I looked all over the place for a 777 axle with max ramps of this length. I could have gotten something 22 feet long that wouldn't fix my length problem, so now we have the length problem fixed, but we don't have max ramps. Is that a big deal? At some point, I'd like to get a tricycle tractor because I've always wanted to have a tricycle tractor, whether it be a farmall or a deer or something like that. Something fun to play around in the field and help me do hay and all that other stuff. That is not a right now concern. I could use a piece of wood to make it a fixed solution. And again, like I said, that is not a most important thing in the next little while. The other thing, it is a conventional trailer, as you guys see. Most of the time, people are going to deck overs with goosenecks. In the back of my mind, someday I'm going to have a hydraulic winch, deck over gooseneck with a deck on the neck and max ramps, and it's going to be a big trailer. I'm so happy that I got this because number one, right now, I don't need a gooseneck, or I don't want a gooseneck because there's downsides, and I'll tell you about them here in just a second. Number two, I don't need to have a full maximum length gooseneck right this second. Why? Well, because my F450 hasn't been built by Ford yet, and I also don't have a gooseneck hitch on my truck yet. I did buy a B&W, haven't had time to put it in because I've had a lot going on. You guys who watch my channel know how crazy 2025 has been for me, and we are trying to have some good times and get some things done. I need to empty out my dad's shop. There's just a lot of stuff that has to be done, and this thing is going to be killer for that job. And most importantly, I can tow this with any vehicle I own with a relatively reasonable towing capacity. I towed this trailer home with my family car. It is a 2023 Expedition Max Tow, 9,000 pound towing capacity. This is about a 5,800 pound trailer, and you didn't even know it was back there. Other than fuel economy, oh sweet Jesus, did the 3.5 EcoBoost burn some fuel. I'm sure that my 7.3 will do better. I was getting about 7.5. You know, I got some fuel and I reset it, and it showed I was getting like 8.5, maybe 9, depending on the length of the trip. I've driven this now about 400 and something miles. All right, so a couple more downsides. It doesn't have any D-rings down the side, but there are tons of state pockets and other places to hook onto. It's not something I noticed when I picked it out, but again, there wasn't that many options, or available trailers, 24 to 26 feet. I really want to be in 26 foot with 777s and deck overs at all, period. In my area, it is what it is. I was trying to get something soon, quick, that kind of thing. Why did I pick a Diamond C? I have no affiliation with them. In fact, full disclosure, I have tried to reach out to them because I wanted to, whether it be, I don't know how to say this more effectively, but like a brand ambassador or something like that. I really believe in their products. I like their products. My dump trailer has been simply amazing. I've had it now 3 years. It's in really good shape. Paint still looks really good. I've towed it many, 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 many thousands of miles. I really, really like it. Their build quality, and I like their design too. When they router out a spot on a cap plate piece of steel to throw in a little bit more plug welding here and here, that's really a cool design cue. They do a nice job with their gussets on the corners. I like their coating system. In general, I think they build super duper high quality stuff. This one has, of course, a Demco, and this one is bolt-on onto a big old front plate. This being it's not a new model, like I said, it doesn't have the engineered beam, and it doesn't have the cables. Everything should be fine. I'm not that worried about that. So what makes this the perfect trailer for me? Because I know that this isn't the perfect trailer for everyone. I have a F350 with 18,000 pounds of conventional towing capacity. Yes, this is over my truck's rated towing capacity. There will be some changes coming in the future at some point. If my buddies and I get together, we keep doing some things that we're doing. Number one, the F450 hopefully will become a thing, and that has a whole lot more than 24,000 pounds of conventional. And there may be some other changes in the future too, where I could use the entire capacity within the rating. Second of all, I don't prescribe, even though it might be the interpretation by some police officers or some DOT people or whatever. In my opinion, I think it is always better to have a better built trailer than what you're using it for, and I don't give a flying hoot what the combined GVWR is between my truck and my trailer, because number one, I'm not commercial, and number two, I'm not worried about the max GVWR rating of my truck being 20, or my trailer being 24K, and my truck having a max towing capacity of 18,000 pounds. Why? Because I believe that I'd rather have a better trailer with better brakes, better tires, better frame, all that good stuff. I would rather have better stuff and then keep myself within 18,000 pounds if that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't really care what anybody else's interpretation is, because I'm going to do what I think is safe for myself and my family. I recommend that you make the same choices. You consult with your own insurance provider. You consult with your own lawyer, or whatever the heck you want to do to decide your choices. I make mine, you make yours. Don't ever do anything that I tell you to do. So, the conventional, I mentioned that everything I own that can tow it. My Excursion can tow it. My Cummins can tow it. My dad's Cummins can tow it. My 12-valve can tow it. My newly acquired 6.0 can tow it. 6.0 gasser. The Expedition can tow it. And of course my truck can tow it. And if I just need to move it empty, for instance, the day I bought it using it with the Expedition, it wasn't loaded. No, there isn't a lot of payload capacity when you consider the Expedition's maximum towing rating of 9,000 pounds. But guess what? I was able to move it and drive it, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But just to be able to move it, it doesn't necessarily need to be loaded, but to be able to move it with anything basically that I own is a huge advantage. I don't have to have a gooseneck hitch in everything I own. My dad's truck doesn't have a gooseneck. I don't plan on putting a gooseneck in it if I need to move it or if I want to use it. This will be a great trailer, whether it be for several side-by-sides or many four-wheelers. It doesn't need to be used in maximum capacity all the time. It'll be a great trailer to move bulk goods. It'll be a great vehicle to move pickup trucks. If one of my friends has a breakdown, guess what? Every single one of my friends has a conventional trailer hitch. Only one of my friends currently has a truck with a gooseneck. If I would have bought a gooseneck, he would have to be the one to tow people. And guess what? He is the jackass who usually has to be towed. Eric, calling you out, you jackass. One of my best friends. And my other best friend, JT, he doesn't even have a gooseneck in his truck. And I don't know what he's going to do, if he's going to put one in the future. So these are all things to consider. His 1-ton 6.7 Power Stroke that I've made some videos about on my channel, guess what? He can borrow my trailer. So, and if, for instance, if my truck breaks down, one of them can come save me. So this is a trailer that any one of my friends can use if they need to, or I can use, well, I will be using, and anyone can tow it. So I'm very, very excited about the capabilities that it offers. Just looking at it too, if we wanted to strap some things down on the front here, we could run, you're not going to probably run a chain on this, but a ratchet strap, put some stuff up here. That's always great. I tend to do things that are a little different than other people. Like, for instance, I'm sure this thing will end up going on a hunting trip. If we're going to bring two side-by-sides and go on a hunting trip out west or bear hunting in Canada or whatever, this will be the kind of trailer you can throw two side-by-sides up, or a piss load of four-wheelers to a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you're nowhere near the 19,000 pounds of total capacity that the payload the trailer has, but you're using all the deck space and all that other stuff. So this trailer will do a lot of everything, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Here's another cool thing. Let's just say I take it to bear camp in Saskatchewan, or let's just say I take it out west, or let's just say I go pick up a vehicle out west to bring home. What if I have a flat? Well, I have one spare. I got 6 tires. Well, I can buy one of these very standard load range E trailer tires darn near anywhere in the country, probably at Walmart, all over the country, or probably at whatever tire store you want to think of. If I need to get a new tire, or if I need to get a new hub, a new bearing, a leaf spring pack, something like that, if I break something somewhere, it's not a specialized commercial axle. It's not a 10K dual. It's not a 12K dual. They're triple. I think that they're triple 8s technically is what Diamond C uses, but they call them 7s, okay? They're standard parts that I can get places, and most specifically wheels, tires, standard stuff. They can be mounted and balanced anywhere if need be. Everything here is pretty normal pedestrian stuff, and it's something that I've run into with my equipment trailer, is being that they're 17.5 wheels with commercial H tires, they're much more expensive. They're like $480 for a spare, and you're not going to just go get a spare anywhere. So if you pop your, I actually don't have a spare for that. I need to invest in a spare for that. Guess why I haven't? Because it's expensive. Anyway, so more or less, we're going to be able to do whatever we want to do. With 26 foot of deck length, I'm easily going to be able to put the Mini and tools on here. By that, I mean the stump grinder and the rotary cutter on the front. I will easily be able to put a tractor, a loader, and a brush hog all on here and not hang off anywhere. Tons and tons of room. If later on I invest in a bigger tractor, which may come at some point as things change, looking at, has anybody else noticed the Grand L70 that just came out, the 6070 that is now out on the new 70 platform, which is slightly bigger, a little bit more loader capacity, a little more hitch capacity, still hydrostatic. Definitely eyeing that. That's a pretty cool thing. I was going to call my my tractor dealer and find out if they were planning on getting any to see. Not necessarily saying that's going to happen right away, but that is something that is on the list of things to do. My L3902 was always intended on being the trail builder, and then getting a heavier duty tractor with a cab for a property maintainer, because as of before, there was no way I could even fit a cab tractor onto my properties. And now that we have trails built and we've got the groundwork in, good things are happening. We got a lot of stuff we got to do. A lot of great things are happening on the YouTube channel. A very tragic thing happened in my life. My dad passed away October 22nd from ALS, and we are pushing forward as hard as we possibly can. Good things are happening on my personal work front. Good things are happening on the YouTube channel front, and I'm very happy to say that good things are happening, I guess is what I'm saying. We're keeping a very positive attitude going through 2025 and pushing forward, and this is another positive step in the right direction. These 24-inch wide ramps in the back, I think that they're going to serve me okay. Again, they're not a max width, like a max ramp setup. This also doesn't have a self-cleaning deck. I'm not too worried about it. I think that this will provide a little bit better traction in the wintertime or in the wet. I think that this whole setup is going to work, I think, super duper well for me. I'm not really need to have a self-cleaning setup. I think that this is going to work super duper good. I like that we don't have the self-cleaning ramps. These are a little bit more, because of the expanded metal setup, a little bit more. You're not going to have things drop into it as easy. So if we have to bring something up here that's two-wheel drive, it won't be working as hard to try and claw up. And once it gets up here, of course, we're going to have good traction up here. And I'm thinking for the Mini, this hunk of flat stock here, the Mini cleat is going to do a lot better job of grabbing this as opposed to slipping on a flat surface like my other trailer has. So I think that this is going to be very, very nice. Definitely looking forward to that. And I mentioned how much I like having pretty standard tires, pretty standard wheels. Should be able to replace these, remount them if I had a flat. Of course, the air valves are pretty standard, so pretty happy about that, and I think that it's going to serve me super duper well. So let me know what you want to see with this trailer. Oh, we haven't talked about stability. I'm going to talk about that in just a second.